Hello, my name is Megan McCarthy, and I'm a contemporary fiction writer and feminist essayist. Today is my birthday, and I wanted to celebrate it by spending it with you. Um, so let's see. I've got Eva in the chat. Hi, Eva. Thank you. CB is here. Hi, CB. Thank you. BA is here. Hi, and thank you. And Cool Gamer is here. Hey, hey, how are you doing? So good to see you guys. It has been a very uneventful day for me so far. I woke up and I ate a apple strudel thing for breakfast and took the dogs out, and then I've just been messing around on my computer with the next Substack post that's going to go out. So that's what I have been up to. What have you guys been up to? Cool Gamer says happy birthday. Thank you so much. CB will be right back. Yes, we are starting the party just a little bit early because I had nothing better to do, and I wanted to hang out with everybody before the fun that we usually have on Tuesdays with Glory and Charlie in the Discord. Oh, thank you. I've had a lot of fun with the Substack. It's definitely my little project baby that I've been working on for a while now, and I'm excited for the next post that comes out on Thursday. That one's going to be really fun, and then the one that I'm working on is also going to be really fun to see what everyone thinks of it. Eva says, I just had a shower and sat down. The family ran to PetSmart and Petco to see if they have a harness that will fit the doggo. You bailed since drives can ruin your mood, and you've been in a good one. Ah, yeah. Gotta do what you can to keep the mood up. And it's always difficult to find a harness that fits my dog in particular. She's got such a big chest that it's hard to find like harnesses that will fit her properly, because she's even though she's a small dog, she still is like built really thick. Eva says, all for the early start. Nice. BA says, I had a doctor's appointment this morning, so I took the whole day off and went out and got some stuff to set up a betta fish tank. Ooh, that's fun. What color betta fish are you going to? Do you have any colors in mind, or are you just gonna get the coolest looking ones there, or do you have like I don't know how to pick out a betta fish. Eva says, yeah, this draft of mine I'm editing is the first draft I've ever had to edit of my own. I love it, and I'm not sure if that will stay, so I'm kind of antsy to keep doing it. Yeah, it's always hard when you're working on a project that you're really passionate about, and you're just like, if I keep working, like if I keep working on it and fiddling with it, am I still going to be passionate about it later, or am I going to get tired of it and worn out from looking at it so much? You don't want that magic to disappear. It's part of the fun of writing, in my opinion. Eva says, I'll work as a hangout, no doubt. Nice. Eva says, like, do I love this, or am I in the mood to do this? Nice. So I had a thing so I've set up the timers for doing sprints, so we can get that set up soon. But BA has said I am just going to see what they have and see which one I like the most. I have had some before, but it has been a while. Nice. Eva says betta fish are so pretty. Yes, they're gorgeous. CB was out for lunch with her aunt and uncle today, and then she came home and had a long nap, dinner, and then a bath. Sounds like a great day. BA says, I went today and the ones they had looked very sick. Ooh, that's no good. Eva says, wait, you're doing sprints on your birthday? Yeah, because I really want to finish this Substack post that I've been working on. And it's one of those ones that is going to take a long time because it required a lot of research, and now it's going to take a lot of thinking to figure out how to format that research into a post. So I could use the sprints for sure. But if you want, I'll keep them kind of short. So then there'll be plenty of talking, because I like the talking bits in between sprints and stuff. So CB is going bowling tomorrow. You decided not to go to the cinema. Ooh, but bowling is so much fun. I used to work at a bowling alley, and I always enjoyed watching people come in. I especially enjoyed watching when people came in on dates, because so many guys would get really upset when the if the girl the didn't did better than they did, and I always enjoyed watching them get squeamish, trying not to let it show that they're upset, but they totally are. And it amused me to no end. Eva says it's your party. You can sprint if you want to. Sprint if you want to. Sprint if you want to. Anyways, Eva says however you do it is fine. You'll be here. Okay. Well, let me get the dolphin timer set up. Tab, dolphin race, share. There we go. Eva says, I once murdered a sim on a date at a bowling alley. She had too much fun. That was the first time I had someone die that way. Wow, that is an interesting way to die. From too much fun. Eva says, I was like, what? Yeah, that is ridiculous. CB is watching Avengers and trying so hard not to drool over Robert Downey Jr. Nice. That's funny. Well, enjoy your show, and I'm going to pick. There's no really, I mean, that blue one is kind of a purplish color, but I'm going to go with the pink dolphin. Let me make sure I have the sound off so we don't have to listen to whatever sort of weird music they have for the dolphins. Okay, we're going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was the blue dolphin. Woo!
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
She got involved. Even the dog jumped up on the mic for that one. Barking, tell her happy birthday. Probably didn't hear her. She's kind of quiet when she does it. It's kind of like a sound she makes.
Aww.
She doesn't know how to howl. We tried. Not for lack of trying. Yeah. We have tried very, very hard. Howls. Also throws tantrums and gets into a howling state. Pretty funny and I can't stop.
And Laura's here. Hi, Laura. Sorry for missing you. I was really absorbed in what I was doing.
It's all good.
I'm sorry if I'm late. I see that the stream's been going on for 35 minutes. I didn't think we started till 4.
Well, I started early because I was bored, so you know, I was like, I've got nothing better to do. I'm just sitting here waiting for the stream to start. I should just hit the button and start it. And so that's what I did.
You're also food distracted. Yeah, Brian really food distracted us. He made a stir fry of chicken and mushrooms with some homemade kimchi on top. Just black bean garlic sauce. So good. And I was like, we gotta hurry up and eat. We gotta get there for Megan. And then food arrived, and I was like, food. Nom.
Let's see. So during that sprint, Eva got a call from her husband from the pet store. I'm thinking he's checking sizes or something. No. Turns out the child has convinced him he needs a new pet and wants to ask me if it's okay. And guess what pet it is? Earlier we were talking about a betta fish. And yes, it is a betta fish.
Nice.
So it is going to be a red betta fish. Where was that? A red betta fish.
We had a blue one when I was a little kid.
I miss our fish tank.
And then Bonnie being Bonnie came in. Hi. And thank you for the birthday wishes. And then now Maggie is here. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you very much. I very appreciate it. Eva says hello to Charlie and Laura.
Hello.
Hi.
CB had a goldfish named Baloo. Aww. I had a lot of goldfish growing up, and then I won a goldfish from a little festival thing that my school was putting on, and it turned out to be a sick goldfish and got all my other goldfish. So we had a lot of goldfish funerals for a very brief period of time, and I was very attached to these goldfish, so there were tears, of course, with each one. And we had, you know, the little toilet funerals, and it was sad. Eva said down to 213-ish revisions to go. Nice. You're getting there. CB says, when I was 5, my godmother got him for me. Nice. Oh, he lasted about 7 months. Oh, the poor thing.
I had a goldfish. It got huge. Thought about cooking him because he got that big, like you could actually fillet him. But then I looked into it. That's how you know he's a chef. He's like, goldfish don't taste very good at all. From what the studies, I read up on it, so I didn't cook and eat them. He was yeah, not good. Is that the fish that I'm thinking of? Yeah, the giant one. That one lived a long time. He was well fed. I kept throwing my veggies into the tank because I didn't like to eat my veggies when I was a kid. I'm just saying, I don't know if it was his tank. I don't know if it was that fish's daddy or mama that gave them the genes, but that was not entirely a goldfish. That was huge. It was huge. It was well fed. Yeah, because when I was my veggies, and the parents would be like, "Well, you can't leave the table till you eat your veggies," and they would leave the table, and then when they left the table, I'd sneak them into the tank.
So Maggie, the time was written as 5 p.m. Eastern time, but I started early because I was bored and wanted to hang out with people. So You are on time. I was a little early.
This is her birthday present to herself from all of us, that we're all like, oh God, I'm late.
Well, my therapist is like, you're the thing you've got to keep doing is, keep expressing yourself and learning to like listen when your body is telling you stuff. And my brain was like, we should get started. So I'm like, let's get started, listen to my therapist, make her happy. CB says my cousins had goldfish when they were growing up. Phineas and Ferb. Oh,
I love
that
show.
I love that show too. It was so good. I love the videos on Instagram. I think they're also on TikTok of the voice of the villain. Yeah, everything he does on there is hilarious. Eva said, I had an angelfish or devilfish. Why can't I remember which? Either way, he was bigger than a goldfish, quite a bit bigger, and kind of like flat, skinny. I don't know. Eva says, I don't remember what happened to him, so he probably went to a farm with a move. OJK, I just remembered. R.I.P. Fishy. I remember where he's laid to rest now, suddenly after forgetting him until tonight.
My favorite Jim Cummings video I've ever seen was him reading the part of Darth Vader in The Empire Strikes Back, but as Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, I want to see that.
Hearing all of Darth Vader's lines, and he would ad-lib in all of the fathers, and all just
That's
like
great.
I kind of need Darth Pooh.
Yeah.
Oh, Maggie says we had goldfish that got to be the size of sunfish perch. Wow.
Yeah,
that's about right for this one. Yeah, it was huge.
Yep.
Stevie says my parents were too busy to have other pets. Her babysitter had a cat though. Nice. What was the cat's name? That is what I want to know.
When we had our fish tank,
my first thought was Lucifer.
Oh, I'm a black cat named Lucifer.
Oh my.
I hate a black cat named Lucifer so bad.
You can need a mouse named Gus Gus.
Oh, honey, trust me. After everything that went down at the Grammys and the aftermath, I'm gonna name everything in my life after the devil. I'm just done with people.
Eva said, I had a chameleon named George for a while. He escaped once, so I got George 2. George 2 died. Then I found George 1 hopping down the stairs with a brand new tail. Oh my goodness. Wow. I had some newts for a while. Nice. My mom would never let me have any animal she did not approve of, which was a lot of them. I wanted a bunny rabbit, no bunny rabbits. I wanted like a ferret, no ferrets. I wanted some sort of reptile ones for a while and no reptiles. It was sad.
I had a pet hermit crab.
Oh.
When I was a kid, that of course I named Freddy because I loved the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and it had the one big claw. And that crab had the most personality. You if you put your hand down, put your finger up, it would spar with you. It would never pinch you. Never, ever, ever pinched anybody. But it would spar its big claw against your finger, back and forth and back and forth. And it could escape from anything. No matter what we did to put a lid on that tank, we'd be in the living room. We'd see that crab just scurrying across the floor. How? And
that's funny.
I don't know how it would get out, because you'd go in and the lid would still be on top of the tank with the rocks on it and the itty bitty air holes on the top so that he wouldn't suffocate. And it's just like, are you teleporting through the glass? What? How are you getting out of here?
CB says her name was Hines and she was a short-haired tortoiseshell cat. Nice. Eva says Herb and Herb. One with the H said, one with it silent. Tortoiseshells are so pretty, yes. Mm-hmm. CB says, I know, she was a little sweetheart. Eva said, I had cats as a child, but most had very tragic ends I won't discuss here today, this day of celebration. Oh.
I love you, Eva, but I've had a lot of cats, and all the cats that I know of that I had that had tragic endings, they did it to themselves. Like, that curiosity kills the cat thing is not just an aphorism.
Eva says, I didn't have a dog until adulthood. The goodest boy we have now is the second dog I've ever had. Nice. Eva said, I had a bunny as an adult too, rehomed because the first dog was going to give him a heart attack, according to the vet. Oh, his name was Oreo. Good little bunny dude. Oh. BA says, I had hermit crabs before. I had a 30-gallon tank and 6 of them at one time. So much fun.
See, we tried to have more, and my sister blamed it on me naming him Freddy Krueger, but he killed every other crab that we put in that tank.
Oh, no.
He was the only one. Like, I told her that he was secretly the Highlander of crabs, but she did not believe me. She was like, you named this after a serial killer from a slasher film. That's why that crab's killing everybody.
Oh. CB says, my dad promised to get us, me and his 2 kids, lop-eared bunnies, but he died before he got us them. Aww. Eva says, so one day my sister found a stray dog, but as I said before, no dog pets as kids. So mom had this dog tied to the porch to take to the shelter/pound, right? And that's the start of one cat's demise. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That is tragic. Horrible.
I mean, I grew up in the country, so the idea of not having a dog just seems so unsafe.
Yeah, I've never not had a dog. Well, that's not true. I've briefly not had a dog, but that was it was very brief. I didn't enjoy it.
Because as a kid, you'd go out to play, and the dog would smell the snakes and the other animals and stuff, and they basically, all the dogs of my youth were shepherding dogs that were there to keep the little kid under control. Like, they kept me safe, they kept me away from trouble.
Yeah.
We're partners in crime.
Maggie says Nefertiti is a tortie, Moo is a Holstein, Shiley is a gray tabby, Princess Peach is a calico tabby, and Moon Pie is a Siamese ragdoll tabby mix. What a mix.
Red would always guard the door when I told him, but Mom made peanut butter cookies, because he knew if he would keep Mom away from the house long enough, he'd get to share in the spoils of war.
Eva says, that's what I said. And then CB says, I love gray tabbies. And Maggie says, I have 3 LGDs and 4 rescue chihuahuas. Eva says, when you live a life where you face those biggest fears, you know a dog is no better than a locked door. I think that's how my mom saw it.
It was more like I said, I grew up in the country, so there was a lot of tall grass, mm-hmm. and you always knew there was trouble because the dog would not let you go down the path. Like, the dog could smell whatever was in the grass that was dangerous. And the dogs that we had were almost always bigger than me as a kid and would literally push me out of the way. Like, no, no, you're not doing this.
Maggie says, and the Huarus Walrus, which is a Jack Russell Chihuahua mix. What a mix. Eva says, another mouth to feed, LOL. BA says, I have had dogs, cats, rabbits, hamsters, guinea pigs, hermit crabs, fish, and tortoise. Wow.
I always wanted a pet turtle. I love turtles.
My friends had a pet turtle, but then the raccoons got to it.
Raccoons are evil
more pet turtle. Eva says, which is wild because she raised Scotties in the years before I was alive. This dog we have now, oh my god, he goes through bones and chew toys so fast.
Oh, yeah.
I hope they find him good things while out tonight. I always like giving my dogs the, like, I call them antler ears, but I know they're not antler ears. But, you know, they're the antlers from deer and stuff like that. My dogs like to chew on those, and it kind of slows them down a little bit, but not by much.
Where it goes through elk antlers so fast.
Yeah.
Sasha loves those chew ropes, but it makes me feel weird watching her play with them because she can't bear that they have knots in them. So the first thing she does is work and work and work until she unties the knot because the knots cannot be in the rope. And then she separates all the yarn out and then makes a pile of each color thread. Like, no. This is I solved the puzzle. Can I have another one? Like, I really feel like for her, it's a doggy Rubik's Cube kind of situation. Like, okay, how without thumbs do I untie this knot and untangle all this thread?
Maggie says Agent Mayhem does that too. And then CB says, yeah, raccoons are evil. And then Eva says the vet thinks Ollie, the tuxedo cat boy, was bitten by a raccoon or another cat for that wound he had. It's healed up now. I wish I knew what the other guy looks like. LOL. Yeah, beat him up.
Now, raccoons are not as bad as possums. I'll take a raccoon over a possum every day because people think possums are like lazy or something because when they get scared, they freak out and try to play dead. That's only with cars, y'all. That's only with cars. If they will attack you. When we were living in Oakland, we had a whole bunch of city possums, which are worse than country possums because they're well fed and get to be the size of medium-sized dogs. They're not your friend. And Brian had to literally sword fight one to get a box to the out to the van for us to move because it decided the stairs belonged to me and was not going to move. It was going nowhere. And we lived in the part of town that animal control wasn't going to come into because we had a lot of dogs that were eating people.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, it was a thing. Like, before we moved, what was it, 5-6 people got eaten by dogs?
Yeah.
Damn.
What they think happened was somebody had a dog fighting ring and just let the dogs go.
Oh, that's no bueno.
But they were really super aggressive to the point where animal control was just like, nope. Eventually they will go away. Like, go away. What? That's not how nature works.
CB says, my friend used to have a border collie. She had a Kong that we used to fill with peanut butter and small treats. Eva says, we have to use straps to keep our trash cans closed or the raccoons feast.
Yep.
Eva said, a couple summers ago, one trash panda got into the outdoor trash can when it had no trash. Couldn't get back out. Oh, no. R.I.P. So I went and got straps. Yeah, that makes sense. I have too many tragic animal stories, so sorry.
That's actually how the cats kept the possum population down. They would trick the possums into chasing them, and they could go over the really fine lines over the trash bin, and the raccoons would slip and fall off and get trapped in there, and the possums, and they wouldn't be able to get out.
Oh, wow.
Cats weren't stupid. They were like, I know how we're getting rid of you.
Wasn't there a possum animatronic in the Goofy movie?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Most terrifying memory of my life. That movie feels like all the road trips I did with my father. Like, there's so many reasons I love the Goofy movie, but, oh, God. Whoever made that movie was made to go to Silver Dollar City before it flooded and they closed it down, because that was Silver Dollar City. Unfortunately, though, it wasn't a possum animatronic. It was a guy with one tooth and a banjo who kind of looked at you funny.
Lovely.
Well, okay.
That movie is my childhood trauma writ large, and I love it for it. And it's very much my relationship with my dad.
Nice. Eva says it wasn't the first time one got stuck. It's just the first time no one heard it and let it out. Oh, no. CB said we had to get plastic dustbins with the metal when I was a kid because otherwise the neighborhood dogs would shred the bags. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Eva says they move bricks off the top. Question for the birthday girl. Best part of your last year of life. Most anticipated thing to take place in the new year of your life. So I think last year the best thing was getting published for the first time, like in a publication. That was pretty cool. And then hopefully this year we'll have more of that. I'm hoping that's my goal at least. Your previous year of life phrasing. Maggie will be right back. Oh, metal clips. Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, getting published is a big one. That was the highlight of my year last year.
And that was a powerful piece.
Oh, thank you.
That was a really I've read a lot of your stuff over the year. I feel like that was a turning point for you where you finally felt comfortable enough to be vulnerable and say things that shook people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was kind of I don't think I would have the type of Substack that I have right now if I didn't write that piece before Substack came about. Like, I think one led to the other in a way. Yeah, that was Eva, the abortion piece. That was the one I got published. I am not submitting yet because I have nothing to submit yet. But eventually I will have something to submit and then I will start submitting it.
I think we should all be on the look for magazines that we can get her as a regular contributor on. I'm just saying.
That would be fun. I would like to do something for like Miss Magazine or something if I ever get to that point. I think that would be something I'd enjoy doing. Eva says, I love your casual voice in your stories with deeper insights. It's more than just what you did or how you feel, but it's like you, I don't know, love your stuff. Creative nonfiction vibes are my fave. Aw, thank you. I'm going to take a picture of that and save that because I like that.
My pizza!
Pizza!
I think she makes a good point. I think you really have found a powerful voice. Now we just have to get it out there to everybody.
Yeah, the marketing is the hard part. The writing, is relatively easy in comparison. In my opinion, at least. Well, no, we had pizza for lunch today at the restaurant. Ooh, nice.
I'm just saying, I watch a lot of discourse content, shall we say. Mm-hmm. And I watch a lot of these people talking. I'm like, y'all need Megan. She had a much better take on this. No. Nah.
Oh, thank you. All right. Should we do another sprint? I think I need to fill up on some agua. Let's see. Where's the... There we go.
Works for me. I have some angry rant posting that I need to be about.
Oh man, what are you angry rant posting about?
Oh, y'all see.
Okay.
Let's just say everything came to a head yesterday, and I have words to express my disappointment in humankind.
Ooh. Well, on that note, let's get started on the sprint.
On that note, I'm going to pick the pink one.
Ooh, yeah. I had the pink one earlier. I think this time I'm going to go with the brown one. Hopefully that'll be the winner this time. Last time it was the blue one. So let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. the blue dolphin again.
I won! Yay!
Twice in a row. Amazing. During that sprint, Jordan popped in. Hello, and thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Yes, everyone deserves to have a happy birthday. That is a good belief to have. Jordan says hey to just Eva, or Eva, And Eva says, got down to 205-ish revisions remaining. Also just finished chapter 3. Nice. I'll stop here until after dinner, though I'm not done hanging out just yet. Nice. Jordan says, I'm not done hanging out with you guys either, so I'm going to be here for a while. Yay. And Nia is here. Hello. And thank you for the happy birthday wishes. And yes, congrats to Blue. Yes. EA says, oh, look, I am 2 in a row. I picked a blue dolphin again after it won, but that still counts, right? Yes, it does count.
You're having fun writing an essay when the last words you get in your sentence before rushing back to the microphone are patriarchal power structure. Good times, y'all. Good times.
Oh, yeah. Fabulous.
Mm-hmm. So during that sprint, I was working on my post for Substack, and then I realized I need to set it aside for a while and let my brain just think about it, because I have no idea how to start, or even where like the middle should be, or what the middle should be. I'm just kind of writing stuff at this point. So I've decided to take a break from it. So I was working on my description practice, where I have found a picture of a line of cupcakes, and I am going to be describing that, and hopefully that will help my descriptions be better with this practice.
I could eat some cupcakes.
Cupcakes sound amazing right now. Like, yeah. Not gonna lie, I would love some cupcakes. These cupcakes in particular look extra delicious. They've got sprinkles on them and everything.
I know I talk about it too much, but I realized I could do something on that remarkable tablet the other day that has changed my relationship to handwriting forever in the best possible way because of their cut and paste. I can just start wherever I'm at and then move the handwritten text around if I need to. Like,
nice.
The freedom to handwrite, but being able to move it around like type text. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Because
Stevie says, oh, sorry.
I was just saying, one of the essays I was working on the other day, I didn't know where to start, so I just jumped in. And I jumped in the wrong place, but it was a place I had a handle on.
Yeah.
And then when I figured out, it should have started there, I was able to backtrack, write the new stuff, and migrate over without having to rewrite it all by hand. Oh, magic.
Yeah, I can kind of do that with Notion, and I do write in Notion for that reason, but I'm still having a time of it. So CB had muted the computer while she was doing some research for Start for President. On screen is me, Charlie, and Laura.
Yep.
And the red beta is named Every Yay. Yay is part of the name. That's cute. Red and white beta. Aw. Yes, aw. Maggie says patriarchal power structure and not the patriarchal propagandist agenda.
Actually, so yeah, I've already talked about the agenda. I'm now literally talking about the structure and how so many stupid things in the world right now are designed to reinforce it. Like, I feel like I'm actually writing my gender manifesto right now with anger and rage. So
nice.
Good times. It'll be on Project Shadow later tonight, probably.
Oh, good. That it'll be like birthday reading, and I look forward to it.
So Jordan asks, "How are you, birthday girl?"
I'm pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. How is everybody else on screen?
I'm doing good. My chest freezer arrived.
Woohoo!
And I went grocery shopping. So it has pizzas and ice cream and hash browns and french fries and spicy Italian sausage and bacon in it.
Ooh, yummy.
So now that you have a chest
also, Eva says I'd go with PMS as the acronym.
The best thing to know about having a nice chest freezer is now when you see the good cut of meat going on sale because they need to get rid of it, buy it and put it in there. Just buy it and put it in. You don't have to know when you're going to use it because you got a freezer now. It'll be good for a while.
Yeah.
And then when you're like, I want something special, but I don't know. And you're like, how do we have a lamb? Because they bought it on sale. Yay!
Yay!
For some reason, that reminded me. I finally finished my knitting project. It is complete. It is a triangle scarf. So it is very comfortable. And it matches like all my clothes. But it's like very warm. So I had to take it off because it was a little too warm.
What, Charlie?
So would you call that color plum?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, sure.
It's such a rich word that it needs like something a little bit velvetier than purple.
Royal purple.
Plum of a job.
Yeah, I guess this could be a plum or like purple grape.
It's a lovely color.
Yeah, it's my favorite color. So, and I still have. Oh, come on. This much yarn left, so it means I can make like a small project. I definitely can't make another one of those because I wouldn't have enough yarn. But
purple rain, purple rain. Girl, you're making me want to listen to Prince now.
I wonder if there's a little pattern to make a small, like, hippo.
So I think I've seen someone crochet a hippo on Etsy, but I haven't seen a pattern for it on like Ravelry. But I haven't gone looking for it. And let me actually. I'm going to go on Ravelry right now and see if they have any hippo patterns. Hippo.
I'm going to feed the whiny puppy real quick.
Oh, they have a hippo pajama case, a hippo hat, a hippo toy. Oh, they've got a really cute hippo toy. Oh, if only I knew how to crochet. I don't crochet, though. I only knit.
You know a glory.
That is true.
Would probably, and I know how many times she has offered to teach me to crochet. So I'm pretty sure she would teach you.
I'm surprised by, they've got some hippo washcloths that I could totally handle because it's just purling instead of knitting, where there usually is knitting instead of purling. And yeah, I like these. Some of these are so cute. I'd have to figure out which one Hank the hippo. They're pretty adorable.
Beware, y'all, the hippoization of Megan's channel come to fruition.
CB says, I have ordered a pair of purple linen trousers. Ooh, they're coming next week. So that she can wear them to her dentist appointment. Nice. And Jordan loves turkey. Maggie says, we used to have a turkey feast once a month because there are usually good sales on turkey after the holiday, but not this year.
That is one of the best times to go grocery shopping, though, like the day after Christmas or the day after Thanksgiving, because all the stuff that they got in anticipation of being sold out, they're like, this has got to go. We got to get rid of this. The sales are often profound.
Jordan says hi to Nia and says that his name is Jordan. Let's see. What, Maggie is struggling to relearn knitting since her stroke. Some days I can, some days the thing I am knitting looks like a solid thing and I don't know where to poke the needles. That's rough. I mean, brain problems are always difficult in general, but it's never fun when you're like trying to do something and it's not wanting to cooperate with you. CB says, with my Hulk t-shirt and my Marvel jumper over it. Nice.
Nice.
Honestly, when I hear jumpers, though, I think of pajamas. I know it's not, but it just sounds like pajamas. Another word for pajamas.
I watch way too much content from the Hibernian archipelago, so I'm losing a lot of American English vernacular. No, I realized the other day that with a few exceptions, most of the stuff that I watch or listen to lately comes from either Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and then some stuff from Britain.
Mm. That's funny. Yeah, for a while there, I was listening to a lot of stuff that was not American, and then I mostly just stopped listening to stuff except for music. And lately, I've been listening exclusively to French. This one French rapper named Gims, who apparently. His Wikipedia page taught me a lot about him. So apparently he's from Morocco and he wanted to become French, a French citizen, but the French wouldn't let him because he's an alleged bigamist, because he has a wife allegedly in Morocco and a wife in France. And so that is one interesting fact about this particular musician.
Well, the question is it bigamy or is it just polyamory? Because bigamy, you're sneaking around and the other one doesn't know what the other one's doing.
I honestly haven't. He claims that he's not married to the first woman still. So it's all rumor and conjecture at this point. But it was enough that the French didn't let him.
I know this is a bit racist to me, but I find it really crazy that the French of all cultures would be like, you have more than one woman? Like, have you not seen every president you've ever had?
Yeah. I mean, Gims is black, so.
Yeah. Can never forget the other side of racism, the one that colonialism brought to the world.
Oh, I already read this one. CB says my knitting is more crooked than any politician. Maggie says I have a really cute 365 stitches daily calendar, but now I just stare at it like someone who has never cooked trying to follow a recipe. Oh, man. Nia says, nice to meet you, to Jordan. Maggie says bin instead of trash can all the time. CB is the opposite and says trash can instead of bin all the time.
I've noticed this mostly with slang because a friend of mine keeps going, wait, what did you say? And then I realized I used a word that I've gotten way too used to listening to.
Uh-huh.
And apparently, unfortunately for all of us, it's a lot of Kiwi slang. Because again, why are there so many New Zealanders on my list? Like, I don't understand.
So the only French slang that I know is the shortened version of je suis, which is shui, and it cracks me up every time I say it, shui. But apparently it's very Parisian to shorten je suis to shui, and that just cracks me up so much. But I've noticed it in a couple of songs that I listen to, which helps me understand what they're singing. Because right now it's like gibberish, 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 gibberish. I understand a word. Gibberish, 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 gibberish. A word.
I am so tempted to learn Spanish right now because a friend of mine sent me the part of a book she wrote that's been translated into English, and I want to read the rest of the book, but I don't read Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm struggling enough with Japanese and Irish right now. Do I need to add another language in? Am I just that person now? Is this my life? Is this what I do?
What little bear?
So, I've been reading My Hugga Home. Just try and, I don't know, it just make home more homey. And so, it was talking about clutter and stuff like that. And so, I have so many books and movies and CDs that don't fit on my bookshelves. And like, I have an extra bookshelf, but I have nowhere to put it. And so it's like, I just need to get rid of some stuff. So today I decluttered my DVDs. Roy, you're so cute. Yeah, so there's an app.
A horror movie, so it stays. Not a horror movie, you can go. You're a horror movie, you can stay. Not a horror movie, you can go.
So there's an app in Toronto called Carrot where you can post stuff and it's all local. It's like a thrift app basically where you sell your new stuff. So I'm trying to sell 64 DVDs.
Oh man, that's a lot.
Those are just ones I'm reselling that people might actually want. I have another bag of ones that nobody's gonna want.
Oh. I mean, you'd be surprised what people want, but
yeah. So we'll see. Oh, like some of these DVDs are still unopened.
Oh wow.
So
nice.
It's like if I haven't opened you in like 7 years.
As frustrated as I am by all of the streaming BS, especially that like HBO is doing and stuff, I do not miss find space for all of the physical media that we used to bring into the house.
Yeah.
Like I still buy discs. Like I still have like I buy anime. I have imported from Japan. Like I like having discs.
Well, they're always useful when like power goes out. Not the power, but like the internet goes out.
Yeah.
And you're stuck.
We have safety series on Netflix that we've just downloaded sitting on the hard drive. That way, if the power goes out, we still have something to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Like just
like I also have like the student films that my college made.
Yeah.
On disc. So I have those. Like, these are the 4 senior films that I worked on. So I have them on disc.
Well, stuff like that I can understand having a hold of, but oh my goodness, when I think about like trying to find space for the 20-some Marvel movies that came out over the last 10 years, like just looking over at the shelf of movies that we do have, going, where would we put another shelf just for the MCU? Like, we watch things so much, we would have to have a shelf.
Like I kept my more obscure stuff, like my old school live action Death Note movies that I still like.
Okay, Nancy, calm down.
But I need to go through my CDs as well. Like I have unopened DVDs to burn too. Like I don't have a disc player in my computer anymore. Like I can't use these.
Those are might actually be easiest to get rid of because a lot of companies aren't making them anymore. Yeah.
Like this one's a -R and this one's a +R. I don't know the difference.
I don't miss having to know the difference. I really don't miss that.
But I have things like old school Gorillas.
Oh, nice.
They're about to release a new album.
Yeah. And then also imported anime soundtracks.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
I only have a small set of DVDs, and they're all my favorites, like Pride and Prejudice, Across the Universe, Place Beyond the Pines, Bright Star, Slumdog Millionaire, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Oh, nice. I have the Pride and Prejudice with Keira Knightley. That's my favorite of the versions of Pride and Prejudice out there. Persuasion, Ratatouille, of course. Gotta have Ratatouille.
Gotta have the lightning knee.
I kept Galaxy Quest.
How could you not? I'm sorry, Galaxy Quest. I have gotten into knockdown, drag out fights with people over Galaxy Quest. That's a great movie. It also doesn't hurt that it has Sigourney Weaver in it because I got a problem. But
Alan Rickman,
Sigourney Weaver.
Yes.
Chaloo's character in that movie is life. But that's how he is with a lot of stuff, though.
His characters are all like I can't speak. I can't even remember what word I was trying to say because I was
fantastic.
Yeah, that was probably the word I was trying to use.
I love Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, but without her weird conservative radical leftist father being the living contradiction that he is on that show, like that whole episode with the controversy about him and his exercise jumpsuit, like that. When I'm not feeling good, I just need to watch him complain about his tomato juice all day. Like I just put that on repeat because it's oddly compelling.
CB says, heck yeah, Alan Rickman was awesome. Nia says, I love that version of Pride and Prejudice, Laura. And CB says, I have loads of DVDs, including the Gwyneth Paltrow version of Emma. I have that one too. Eva says, I just met Every Yay, and they are so beautiful. Aw.
Aw, yay.
What was this? Oh, Jordan says my favorite Marvel Universe character is Wolverine, and you talk about anime and wondering, do you know Dragon Ball and Coco? I do not know Dragon Ball, and I think you meant Hokusai here. I don't know.
I learned Korean when I was in middle school to read Dragon Ball manhwa.
Oh, nice.
A friend of mine from South Korea had every Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z manhwa that was out at the time, but they were all in Korean. So we would sit on his bed and he would teach me how to read Korean so I could read these comics.
Nice. That's a way to learn a language. By getting absorbed in something you love.
Mm-hmm.
Nia says the Kira one is a close second. Yeah.
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
CB says my little cousin is learning Korean because she does Taekwondo. I did Korean karate, and but it wasn't called Taekwondo. It was called Subakdo, and that was a fun. Well, actually, I hated it, but I learned a little bit of Korean from that. I don't remember any of it, but my karate instructor was the German teacher at the high school that I went to. And for some reason, he was teaching Korean karate, and like Korean karate and German, they don't seem to mix.
I never learned a martial art. I wanted to.
Shaolin Kempo.
A friend of mine was studying Kenpo, and I really wanted to learn Kendo. But when I went to his classes to learn with him, the angriest Japanese man I've ever met in my life just looked at me and said, "You are too tall to master this art. Leave." I was like, "What? That is not a thing. I cannot teach you. You are too tall." What?
That's sad.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure that he basically was like, "Look, I'm gonna bring my friend here, but this is my thing. So whatever, don't teach them. My mom's rich and she will give you extra money if you do not allow this person to take the class." I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Oh man.
Mainly because the too tall thing, because that's what he always called me, was too tall. I'm like, it was such a particular insult that I'm pretty sure.
I just halved my unwatched movies on my physical shelf.
Nice.
We've all seen that movie.
CB says she's just started learning to play an instrument too. And Jordan said, that's awesome, Laura, because I love to fight and I love boxing and I love judo. Nice. Eva says, I was considering a martial arts class for the kiddo. I want him to experience all the things. Eva says he's really into piano, so we may get lessons for that as well. CB says martial arts is really good for discipline and confidence.
Mm-hmm.
It's also good for like beating up other people, but Rachel says, happy birthday, thank you. My brain took a second to comprehend what was going on. I'm like, happy birthday, what? Oh yeah, it's my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you. CB says, I probably would have got kicked out of dance if I had continued with my first ballet teacher for being too tall. Oh no. Eva says, I'm not wanting anything competitive until he's older. He's already super competitive. He needs to learn team spirit and how to lose first. Yeah. Eva says, if it's taught by a well-respected teacher, the student wouldn't use it to beat up another without real cause, right? Yeah, that's true. Martial arts, yeah.
get the kiddo chess lessons, because either he'll get into the most cut rate sport in the history of competitive gaming, or learn how to lose a lot.
Yeah.
Because them competitive chess players, they're no joke.
No. I saw the Queen's Gambit. I know this.
Well, because so much of learning that game at that level is memorizing all the ways that could or couldn't happen, and like, if you don't have that kind of memory,
yeah, it's gotta have a good memory for that. Martial arts should only ever be used in an absolute emergency situation where you have no other choice but to fight back. Yeah.
Yep.
Eva says there's an open call for his age group in a theater group. 2 weeks of day camp, 3 performances. He says yes, then says no. It's $100 to reserve a spot if one is even still there. Thoughts? I loved acting as a kid. It was one of my favorite things. I think it really helped me with like confidence as a kid, because I was not the most confident as a kid. I was very anxious, and but acting was something that let me get out of myself and pretend to be someone else for a little while at least. It was always fun. I loved it. I was in lots of plays and loved every second of it.
Also, if you're looking for something to help teach teamwork, like to be in a cast is learning how to feed off of the energy of others, being there at the right, making sure that you got your timing right. Like, there's a lot of teamwork that goes into putting on a performance in a way that doesn't have that competitive edge that team sports do, where you can get lost in the competition and lose sight of the team aspect of it.
Eva says, I don't want him to just refuse. I can't tell which way it would go. He's shy for about 5 minutes. Yeah. CB says, I would say that because he said yes, then he's made the commitment and he has to do it. Well, you don't want... I think it's complicated. You don't want to force them to do it, but at the same time, you don't want them to miss out on something because they might be feeling nervous about it or unsure about, what might happen. Jordan says, well, I do judo and 124 Tash or respectful sensei or teacher. You're never to talk to use it on some... taught to use it on someone for the wrong reasons, and if you do, you get kicked out of the judo for life. Yeah. Eva says the older kids are doing Wizard of Oz, but he'd be in a different production. Something about pirates. Ooh, I've already forgotten. I'm mostly worried he'll be so nervous and get stage fright issues for life. I mean, that's always a possibility, but I think it's fun to get on stage, and sometimes you just gotta learn how to work through the stage fright issues. Like, I once got stage fright in the middle of a production and I forgot all my lines, and I stood there for like what felt like 10 minutes without remembering what in the world my line was, and everyone was trying to whisper to me what my line was, but I was so nervous I couldn't even hear them. But eventually I worked my way through it, and apparently, according to my mom, it looked like I had just saved a little kid who had forgotten their line from, it looked like I had said it for another kid instead. And no, it was, you got to learn to get through the forgetting sometimes. Nia says theater is fun. I highly recommend. They might also let kids work on sets and costumes for the ones who prefer that. Yeah. CB says, what about waiting till next time and reminding him about it? Eva says there's 30 cast spots. Nice.
Just saying, crew kids are the best kids.
Nia said, I let my kids try lots of different things until they found their things. Eva says, but it's a camp, hence the fee, rather than a volunteer hangout thing, so I think they'd teach him. CB says, maybe take him to watch The Wizard of Oz and then ask again if he wants to do it. Eva says, yeah, I saw my eldest get stage fright, and it's like hard as a mom too, LOL. CB says, I've never had stage fright on stage. I have forgotten choreography on stage, though. Eva says, yeah, that's what my eldest did, but one led right into the other. She just kept looking at her coach like, what do I do? My heart. Oh, yeah, it's hard.
But it is one of those life skills that's we need to find ways to teach is how to work through that.
I mean, it's a really good, it's kind of a skill that they teach you in Toastmasters, like how to improv. Your improv is another really, if you can find improv classes, those are great for everything, like confidence and learning how to speak on your feet and all sorts of skills. I love improv. Oh, it was one of my favorite things in high school. Yes, Princess, what? It's not your dinner time. You've got an hour. A whole hour, yes.
But no joke, I mean, 90% of life is showing up. Like the way you get ahead, the way you make connections, the way you do so much is just learning that courage to show up. And that, as long as you can instill that skill in them, your kids will be fine. But stage fright, I think, is a component of that. But what if I go and I mess it up?
Yeah.
And helping people get over just that fear of failure, because it doesn't help it when you say it to somebody that everybody fails. It's okay, because it sounds so trite.
Yeah.
If they can be in a place where they can fail safely and learn, oh yeah, everybody flubs a line now and then. Everybody messes up a little bit here, there, and yonder. It's fine. Life goes on. We just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
That will really help out a lot. And I would hope that a theater camp would be the kind of place where they would be teaching that kind of.
Yeah. CB says, and we don't even need to discuss the time I almost landed head first into the orchestra pit. Oh no.
You were just stage diving at a different kind of concert. It's fine. It's fine.
Jordan says, hey, Nia, can you tell me something about you? And then Eva says, I hate all things public speaking. LOL. Yeah, public speaking is like, it's okay. Public speaking is one of those things that I'm like really, I love doing, but I really hate doing it because my anxiety is so bad when it comes to public speaking. And I'm like, it's a love-hate relationship. Like, I love doing it, but I hate it. I love doing it, but I really hate it.
It's like running across coals. There's a lot of nerves going into it, and you don't want to do it because you think it's going to hurt, but you don't realize it's all an illusion and you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Like, just run. Just run. Don't stop. Don't look back. Just run.
Yeah. CB says learning a musical instrument is actually very good for learning to improv, especially if you do exams for it. Yeah. CB says the one thing I will say with music lessons, though, is that theory is just as important as practical. And in fact, at the beginning, it's actually a bit more important. CB says, and we don't need to discuss the candy apple incident either. That was funny, though. What was the candy apple incident? I need to know.
Every time.
Eva says, yeah, I'd hope. I just always wonder if people know what they're doing when they make things for small kids. Basketball games are chaos, lol. CB says, thankfully the orchestra pit incident happened in the dress rehearsal. Oh, that's a good thing.
In fairness, Eva, even professional NBA basketball games are chaos. So, like, I think that's just basketball.
Yeah, I don't really watch a lot of basketball or sports in general, but my dad was always a big Celtics fan. So, but that was always, so therefore the whole family was Celtics fan growing up, and living in LA where the Lakers are, it did not go well. Everyone was a Lakers fan, and the Lakers' biggest rival is the Celtics, and it was just I was never on the right side of things. But maybe that's for the best. BA says, I loved my public speaking class in college. It was so much fun. On the first day of class, we did improv. Loved it. I love improv so much. I wish there probably is a place to do improv lessons around here, but I haven't looked them up yet. But I would like to do that. Jordan says, I like public speaking. In fact, I'm hoping to do a TED Talk Sunday because I want people to understand that blindness is not just something to spectrum. I'm not sure what you were trying to say here, unfortunately. Eva says, I had to take a speech course in high school. We had improv once a week, like a pop quiz. Ugh. Oh, no. CV says, I was the villain in a play in a drama class outside of school, and we had a candy apple prop, and in one of the performances, the candy apple fell off the stick, and I totally laughed on stage. Oh.
Collapsed, probably.
Oh, that makes more sense, yeah. Today's the day. Grab a word and make up a food, then sell it to us. Today's the day. Pick up a slip of paper. It has your prompt. Everyone else guess the prompt. Oh, my. Those sound like fun.
So we did that in school, but only in my language classes. So you've never had fun till you had to do that in like Russian or German. Like, oh god.
Oh gosh. Oh. That sounds so difficult.
It was tricksy.
BA says basketball is chaos. It's my favorite sport. It's a hard sport to photograph, a lot of fast movement, but I enjoy it. Nice. The nightmare, says Eva. Copst is an old theater word that means laughed at an inappropriate moment on stage. Oh, interesting. Oh. I learned a new word today. Also known as going up. Jordan says, sorry, Megan, I was trying to say that I want people to understand that blindness is not just one thing, that just spectrum, and you should be put in a box. Shouldn't be put in a box or leveled. Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah. Eva says, one of the speeches we had as a test was to use songs to describe ourselves, no more than 12-second clips, and the song clips couldn't count in the time minimums. LOL, 3 songs or more. Oh my. CV says, the more I tried not to laugh, the more I laughed. Oh yeah. Not laughing when things are funny is like the hardest thing, especially when you're on stage. It's like, I don't know, extra pressure to not laugh, and so it makes it harder. I don't know.
Giggle loop.
Yeah. Princess, do not start barking.
Oh, she's just dog laughing. It's really hard not to.
And the other girl and I kept making each other laugh. Oh no. Princess, hold on. She's not going to stop. It's okay. Jordan wants to know if we've heard from Lauren in the cold lately.
And Nicole.
Oh, and Nicole lately. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm glad that someone else has. I read things very literally, and I have a hard time not reading them literally.
I have not. I think Nicole was the last person I saw a video from, and it was a long time ago, and I haven't heard from either one in a while.
My Secret Santa gift was from Lauren, but that was in December.
Well, hopefully they are doing well. Eva says laughter like tears can come with any strong emotion. Yeah, says CB. Eva says, I love when it's uncontrollable, but so far it's never happened for me at a really bad time. Guys, we're not playing right now. No, that's not what we're doing.
So at my grandmother's funeral, Dad started telling a story about her that was so touching and so moving that my brother and I were trying not to laugh because we knew how everybody else in the family would be. And you just couldn't not laugh because that's who my grandmother was. Like she just, like Grandma Nixon was just life incarnate. And so there's her son and two of her grandchildren just sitting over on the side, laughing and just to tears. My sister came over and yelled at us like wicked school children at an art museum. I mean, she just read us for filth. Like, Grandma wouldn't want you to do that. And then she got all sad. If anything, she'd want us to be here laughing, telling stories.
Oh, Eva said they don't have a harness. P.S. The reason they went to the pet store. They got a fish, but not a harness. CB says, aw. Eva says, spankings as an 80s child, laughing made it worse, and parents always thought it was spiteful laughter when what it was a reaction to being told not to cry. But that's tragic too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, got memories of that.
I laughed when my dad spanked me because he was scared of hurting us. So it was like, you're not doing anything, Dad. Like, now Mom with a wooden spoon, on the other hand. Run for your life.
Jordan says, I hope they're okay, guys, but sometimes I feel bad because I feel like I burden them down by a lot of messages and that they don't have time for me because I'm too much. I don't think that you're too much. I think that's thoughts getting away from you.
You can always.
That was a terrible way of describing it, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you can always just send a, been wondering how you're doing. Hope everything's okay. Kind of a message that doesn't feel like it needs a response, but kind of invites one. If you feel like you're being a little overbearing, I have that problem too, where I always feel like I'm bothering everybody when I reach out.
Most people like to, have people reach out to them though. So it's always nice to know that people are thinking of you. That's what you got to remember when your brain is like, oh no, I'm being too much and I'm being overbearing and whatnot. Nia says, gotta run, but hope you have a wonderful rest of your birthday. Thank you. See you later, Nia. Later, Nia. CB says, when I got spanked, it was only ever once or twice on the back of the leg or the back of the hand. Eva says, those were swats in my youth.
Yeah.
Spankings were a premeditated act. Yeah.
I'm old enough. I went to schools that did corporal punishment.
Oh, man. I mean, there are still some places where corporal punishment is still, which baffles my mind. Like, all the science we know now, it just makes no logical sense to me. But
yeah.
Eva says not in the moment, but after we were sent somewhere to await the punishment, a room over by the car, what have you. CB says I got sent to my room more than I got spanked, which we called smacking. It's illegal here now, as it should be. Yeah.
The waiting was almost worse than the hits. Because you just sat there in fear. Unless it was my great-grandmother who would make you go out to the willow tree and find a switch.
I got spanked quite a bit, but the punishment I hated the most was being sent to sit in a corner, and like we would sit in the hallway corner where there was nothing to do, and we would just sit there until my parents decided to free me from the corner. I hated it.
My maternal grandfather, when we were bad, would make us stand in the corner on our heads. And he thought that this was like the truest punishment of all, and he didn't realize that I was a big Addams Family fan. So I just thought this was my time to practice my best Gomez Addams. Because he did his best thinking standing on his head.
That's funny. I used to keep little like beads and stuff in the corner of the hallway, like just in case I got in trouble and I needed something to do while over there. Because, I mean, a poor kid with ADHD being forced to sit in a corner and do nothing for who knows how long.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's torture to a kid.
Uh-huh.
Eva says at home it would sometimes be pants down, lying flat, hands under us, and we not try to self-defend and get hit in the hand. By the time I was about 10, that's how it was for me too. Eva said they did spankings at my school in Texas. It was actually used. I was only sent to the office once, but avoided the paddle. I remember the spankings, but not what they were for. So all of the warranted ones were lost. There were far too many for it to be disciplined and not abuse. But as an adult, I see the adults in my life as a child were doing the only things they knew how to do. Jordan's going to go. Happy birthday again. Thank you. And thanks for the advice. You're welcome. And we will see you later.
Eva, you are far more forgiving than I am.
Yeah. BA says, I feel the same way. I have had so much going on between work and personal stuff. I haven't been active in lives. Miss everyone. I hate to send messages asking about everyone because I feel like I am bothering them. It feels good to just get back into the chat section and in a live. Well, I'm glad I'm glad you could be here because it's always nice seeing you in the chat.
I miss doing streams.
It's been a while since you've had a stream other than the one you had on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss the Wednesday ones.
Well, I was talking to them because they were thinking about having all of the classes be on Wednesdays, and I was just like, please, please, please put them back on Thursday. Please, please, please put them back on Thursday.
Hopefully they will.
I was not the only one.
Oh, good.
Like, please, please, please move these back to Thursday. So hopefully.
My fingers are crossed. All my fingers and my toes.
Because
my Wednesdays are a little too empty, especially after the emptiness of Tuesday, where like very little happens until the evening. Yeah, I need the Wednesdays back.
Yeah, I have thought about like if this becomes a more regular thing, then I might just start streaming on Tuesdays or something because I miss it.
Yeah. Eva says, well, I forgive my mother. The others are estranged for far more serious reasons. CB says there are certain people I will never forgive. For example, my biological father. Eva says, one of my whips is inspired by my mother's life. If I do that justice, you'd see why I forgive her, maybe. I can't wait to read it when it's done. You're welcome, BA.
Honestly, it's still really hard for me not to call you Mr. P.
Yeah.
Because you were Mr. P for so long. Like, I know that you did the rebranding, but I just want to say Mr. P.
CB says I'm too qualified for that college course I was planning to apply for. Oh, I mean, are you sure you can't apply for it and see if you can sneak your way in? I think you'd have so much fun with it. Eva says to BA, I don't even worry if I bother anyone. LOL.
Let us whisper of a dream to be that free.
Or should I say that louder?
I feel like you are my pet Kowakian monkey lizard today.
Yep.
Like you're just a little salacious crumb in the background, just muttering so no one can hear you and giggling wildly.
Is somebody going to go into the Sarlacc pit? Or maybe they're going to drop into the Rancor arena.
Oh, he'd make friends with the Rancor.
I probably would. We don't need her own.
Though they have confirmed in the canon that Salacious Crumb survived the crash of Jabba's yacht. So
Eva says, my brain constantly says I'm bothering people. I just decided that's a them problem if they don't communicate it to me. I don't have time to read minds. That's a good way to see it, you know. Because communication is important, and if people aren't communicating, you can't, as you said, you can't read minds.
That's on them.
BA says, you can still call me Mr. P. All the students still call me that. I still use the name for the scholarship as well. Nice. Eva says, but also I don't DM people often, and never after they are short or end a convo, but in public chats like this, hi, LOL.
I took out the cardboard recycling today.
Oh, nice.
And then the giant box for the freezer arrived.
Oh, man.
Gotta take it down to the basement.
Oh, man, and you're quite high, but you have an elevator. It's not like walking.
That's just gonna be awkward to try and carry it. Like,
yeah,
it's huge.
At my apartment, they have a room that leads to the trash chute, and then you leave your recyclables in there, so you don't have to like take it all the way down, which is really nice.
We have the trash chute on our floor, but not for recycling.
Gotcha.
Aww.
We don't have anything for recycling except for the cardboard thing in the basement.
What? But you are in Canada, the land of dreams.
I know. It's so weird. Like there's recycling everywhere else except this building. Aren't you like a sleigh? Heck yes.
Oh, that would be funny.
I know I'm just an overstuffed child, but it'd be hard for me not to make a fort, at least for a minute before taking it down.
Yeah.
When we got the new refrigerator, we made a fort.
Nice.
You got it, right?
You have to. I mean, that's what boxes are for.
Isn't that what boxes are for?
I remember as a kid, there was this toy that the advertisements for it made it look like the toy made it so that you could do somersaults and stuff like that, like as a kid, I was convinced that the toy imbued you with this magic ability to do somersaults and other acrobatics, because that is what the kids in the advertisement did. So my parents got me this toy, and when I learned that it didn't imbue me with the ability to do a cartwheel, I played with the box instead, and my parents were very upset that I was obsessed with the box and not with the toy. but because the toy was like, child size, the box was like as big as I was, and I had so much fun with it.
Like, I know this is a trait that's going to be with me forever, because I remember going over to my grandmother's house when I was a kid, and she just gave me this wry smile and went, "I got more pillows for the fort." She pointed off to the side room, and I ran in there, and it was just, the entire bed was just covered in all these pillows. It was like, "Are you ready to get building?" Yeah!
Nice. We used to build these pretty intricate forts using the dining room tables and sheets, and we would tie the sheets to the dining room table chairs, and we'd take the pillows off the couch and the cushions off the couch and use those as walls and stuff like that. It was fun.
My one day, if I'm ever rich, dream is to just have a fully padded room that's basically a living pillow fort that I can just go in and everything is soft, everything is cushy, and just wherever you want to get comfortable, you can just just
nice.
Get into it. Like, there's just too many cushions. Cushions aren't as cheap as they used to be.
I would like one of those My Neighbor Totoro pillows.
Yeah.
Like those gigantic ones that are human sized. Like, I want one of those so bad.
Roll.
If I had the space and the money for it, I totally would have it.
That would be wonderful.
I think I need to go so I can take this boy outside.
Sounds good. Well, I think we should probably do a sprint, and I can feed the dogs a little early. They'll be happy about it because they are staring at me like, feed me, Seymour.
I'll see you guys around.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Real quick, Stevie says, I haven't been in education in 23 years. I'm special needs. I went to mainstream school. I'm unemployable, on disability, childless, unmarried, and clueless about all these new levels. What, if any, are the options for such a person? I do not want to study full-time, and the additional support for the learning courses are even more inappropriately leveled than the course I had intended to apply for. CB says, don't tempt me to make the boxes that are in my room into a she cave for the backyard. Nice. We turned cardboard boxes into televisions when I was a little kid. Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
We used to do that too, and I would get all my toys out and I would put on shows for my grandparents.
Oh, that's fun. CB will be right back. Well, I'm about to start another sprint so I can feed the dogs. Let me race again.
So the secret is the pink one is probably going to win.
Oh, so the blue one has gone away. What is going on?
I don't know. It doesn't know that the win is over.
It's
still doing its victory dance.
Yeah. Okay, let's try this again.
What in the world? Ooh, we got new colors.
Whoa. Not ads. There we go. Ah. There we go. Now it's back to the same colors as it was before.
I'm going to cheat and say the gray one.
Nice. I think I'm going to go with the pink one again. Hopefully it will be the winner this time.
Well, since I chose it, probably.
All right, we'll get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh no, sound, not the sound. Stop that. Shh, no sound. Oh, look, gray one. Woo!
I hedged my bet because there were 2. Yay!
Woo! I took the dogs out, and then I made myself a bowl of corn that has been popped. And it is delicious. While we were out, Amy popped in, said hi and happy birthday. Thank you, Amy. And if you're still here, I love the avatar.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
Mr. P says, I will let you know which one I pick in 25 minutes.
You picked the gray one too!
Yay! Woo! CB is back and hates when people do half of a job. I was sure that I asked if there were any other appropriate courses for such a person when I sent my inquiry, and as usual, I got fobbed off with go to student advice. No, that sucks. Ooh. That isn't a solution. They'll just tell me to go to some other department. Yeah. Eva says you don't get a student advisor that works with you on which classes to take. Are you enrolled in a program or just take courses? Eva says, I'm not sure how just taking courses works here as far as who can. I imagine it costs a ton stateside. Eva is also backed. Mr. P picked gray and wins again. 3 out of 3.
You got this.
And Eva says it's your lucky day. So how was your sprint, Charlie?
I wrote like 2.5 more pages in this. I feel like it's going to be a really long article.
I can't wait to read it. I know it's going to be fascinating and just like I can't wait to see what you've been working on for so long now.
All it takes is the rage.
It's always nice when you can have a motivation like driving your writing because it makes it so much easier that way.
Yeah, I feel like if left to my own devices, there are only like 3 things I would ever willingly talk about, and that's some really obnoxious, obtuse literary technique that I'm really wanting to master for a story that no one will ever notice that I used, or Star Wars, or what I'm just done with people. And it's nice when I feel like I can take that third one and exercise it in a way that might maybe help some people.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm done with the idea of like, I'm going to change somebody's mind through reasoned argument and debate. I'm like, no, that's not how anything works. I'm just going to like say what's on my mind and people will have to deal with it.
Yeah, I'm kind of learning the same thing with my writing. Like, you're not gonna, don't set out trying to persuade people to, come to a new way of thinking. You gotta kind of just put everything on paper and hope that they understand what you're trying to get at. Or at least that's been the experience that I've had with writing.
Well, not just with writing, but like as somebody who has changed their mind on a lot of things in my life, it was never because someone gave me a reasoned, logical argument. It was the Great Wall of Truth that stood before me that I was like, okay, fine, I guess that's true. Like,
yeah.
Like, it wasn't the whole, like, I don't think I've ever been argued into changing my position on anything.
Yeah.
Because once you start an argument, you're just making people, I know this is true for me, and there's a lot of psychology papers that demonstrate this for other people. You're just making them dig in and entrench in whatever they currently believe and hold to be true.
Yeah.
So in some ways, you do have to both preach to the choir, but also say it in such a way that people who are able to hear what you're saying might take it in.
Yeah.
And that's what has always gotten me to change my mind.
Eva wants to know what your article is about. Is this a Substack article, Charlie?
Yes, this is going to be on the Project Shadow Substack when I get it finished. And it's kind of a cross between I am just done with transphobic nonsense and I am tired of respectability politics.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, given the confluence of things in my life, like, I've come to the place where even the people that I thought could maybe be reasonable or reasoned with, their respect does not have a home there. Like, they are not, that is not a thing that is going to happen. They may eventually begrudgingly come to a place of respect because they have no other choice. But it's not going to be because I overniced them into respecting me. It's not because they're mirroring me being respectful to their points of view and positions.
Yeah.
Because, like, I know, like, I've gotten to the place early on that, like, people that are diametrically opposed to me, you are never going to respectable your way into them liking you. That's never going to happen. Mm-hmm. The problems that I've been having lately are more people that are ostensibly on the same side as you, but aren't really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fair weather allies. People that know how to say the right words when the right words need to be said, but they don't really have them in their heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There are a lot of those around, aren't there?
Uh-huh. And it's why I hate that the right have ruined the phrase virtue signaling, because that's really what it is. Like, they know that the virtuous thing to say is this thing. So when push comes to shove, they will say that thing. But they don't feel it, they don't believe it, and they will work to undermine it every chance they get.
Yeah. Insidious is what they are.
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people are learning this right now, especially a lot of the people in the women's rights movement who have watched a lot of Fairweather Friends be like, I mean, of course I agree with you, but what if we let them win? Yeah. It's like the ultimate judo challenge. We let them win, and somehow that secretly is a victory for us. Like, wait, what? What?
In what world is that a victory for us? CB says, as I explained to my aunt today, humans tire me out. Yep. Eva says, yeah, if you're not calling out oppression when none of the oppressed are around, then you're not against that oppression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that you know, that's the thing that, you know, I've noticed that, you know, not to call out anyone in particular, but, you know, at the height of the George Floyd protests and the Breonna Taylor protests, a lot of people said the right words because it would have been harmful for their brand if they didn't. But we didn't fix anything. Nothing got fixed. Nothing got done.
Yeah.
And, you know, that same spirit just recedes and goes away. And yeah, we see this for a lot of issues, and it's really, It's really getting frustrated.
Yeah. Eva says, can you be best friends with someone who vocally hates on someone you love? I say no. I can't respect someone who demeans someone I love, especially for reasons that are bigotry. Yeah. But plenty will say yes. I can love you both, but can you really?
See, yeah. For a very long time, I tried to be one of those people that, like, I can have friends that are diametrically opposed to my philosophies of life in many ways. I think it's very widely known that I am an anarchist at heart. And for a long time, I had an acquaintance that was an Ayn Rand objectivist. Like, literally, he had the card. He joined the club. Like, he was a member of the Ayn Rand, of the Objectivist Party. He had run for governor of New York on the Objectivist ticket. Like, and we disagreed on everything fundamentally. But we had respectable conversations. And I thought we were demonstrating that while you can completely disagree with each other on, big philosophical issues, you could still maintain a relationship, a respectful relationship with each other. And I'm using him as an example because he's not the only one who's done this. And I'm not going to say what he did because I have had to sign an NDA, but he did an unspeakable thing that I have told that I like, an unforgivable thing that is born completely out of that broken philosophical system that he has. Like, when I found out what he did, well, of course an objectivist would do that. Like, it's so in that Ayn Randian greed is good. My will is the only will that matters mindset. And like, I was shocked and horrified, but at the same time, I was like, what did I expect? This is how this was going to end up. Like, maybe not that particular series of events, but, at some point, he would act on those really, really bad ideas he based his life on. And a lot of people tried to do the whole, you can't blame a tiger for biting somebody. And it's like, well, you can blame a person for hanging around with tigers enough to get bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lesson we don't. I'm all for getting along with people who are different, but there are exceptions.
Yeah.
Like there are to every rule.
Eva says, I can respect that someone's view of an individual is their own, not mine, but not every one of my villains is a villain to others, yada yada. But if they're actively my villain or anyone's, I can be civil, but I don't respect the unrespectable. CB says, I'm getting rid of my Harry Potter books because I no longer respect the author and the cursed child Urg. Eva says, I won't buy the new game or any merch books that are new. I'll buy secondhand, though. HP Harry Potter was a big part of my life and my early marriage, and I didn't care about JK then either.
I have so many mixed feelings with this. We were talking about this the other day because I've got a bunch of Harry Potter stuff because, as I've mentioned before, like that was how one of my nieces and I connected. Like there's a lot of sentimentality there. And it's like, I don't know what to do with it because when I look at those things, I think about my niece. I don't think about Joanna.
Yeah.
And it makes for a really fraught relationship with fandom. Because I mean, Stephen Fry is kind of dancing on my last nerve right now. I'll be quite honest. Stephen Fry is dancing really hard on my last nerve. But I there isn't a clean cut answer for a lot of this, because with the stuff that we already own, she's not making money on that anymore. Like I'm not going to buy any of the new stuff. I'm not going to go to the movies. I get that. Completely 100% get that. It's just the relationship that I have to, like, I have a lot of Hagrid stuff because, as I've said, I'm a 6'1" person, and she always called me her Hagrid because I was the giant that would come in, put her on my shoulders, and we would go off and have an adventure. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I have a connection there that it is not justifiable to let her take away.
Yeah. I think for me at least, I prefer to just cut it out completely, like make it as if it never even existed. But I'm very, when it comes to things like that, I'm very all or nothing. And so like it's easier for me to just say no and cut it out, but I don't have that kind of attachment to it the same way I would if like I found out my favorite childhood author Cornelia Funk, like if I found out she was terrible or something, like I think I'd have a little more trouble with it. But even that, I think I'd be willing to just cut it out completely because I don't respect that kind of thinking at all. And I don't want to be influenced by people with that kind of thinking, like I don't want, even though I've already read the stuff, I don't want to be influenced by it, like I want to excise it from me.
Oh, I completely get that. I really do. It's just like I said, I don't, and I think this is where we need to get to as a culture. Like, I don't judge people that still have that relationship with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand all my stuff's in a box, put away because I don't know what to do, what I want to do with it. I don't know if I want to give it away, if I just want to throw it away, if I want to have it out for the memories. I don't know. I haven't been able to come to that place inside me yet. But, if I see somebody rocking their Hufflepuff, stuff, and just, and it's stuff that they got from Etsy, so she got no money off of it. It's hard for me to be mad. Because I think the one thing that we need to get over in a lot of our criticism of things is the policing of other people's enjoyment. Because I think I think it is it's very much a personal choice, and you don't know why they're wearing that, that scarf, for example. Like, I got a friend who asked me if I'd be upset if I saw her in her Hufflepuff scarf, and I was like, no, I know your mom made that for you before she died. Like, you're wearing your mother's love around your neck. That has nothing to do with Joanna, but like, we shouldn't have to know other people's story. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where, when we were bringing up virtue signaling before, this is where virtue signaling becomes a problem, where it's like, we expect everybody to be ideologically pure in all of the products and everything that they have in and around them.
Which is like pretty much impossible to do.
Yeah.
Unless you want to live a very boring life.
Well, like, I got into an argument with somebody the other day who was, I forgot what musician from the 70s that they knew that I liked, that they had a problem with. And I was just like, I do not have time to research all of the musicians that I like. I like musicians that go all the way back to the 1500s. I don't know what Bach was like in his personal life.
Yeah.
Like, Chopin did some sketchy stuff throughout his life. Am I supposed to study? Do I have to know all the ins and outs and have an opinion on all the relationships between him, his wife, and everything else? Like there are limits.
Yeah. And there's no clear-cut answer, which is always frustrating.
Well, if we're going to call ourselves people that are into liberation and freedom and all of this, we got to look at what's going on right now over the whole Sam Smith, Kim Petras at the Grammys thing. Honey, they wore a hat with horns on it with a red light.
Top hat with horns.
It was a top hat with horns in red light. If you think your child is going to worship the devil because they saw a non-binary person dancing and singing a song with a top hat and horns on it, your child's faith
is weak.
Really questionable. You know what I'm saying? If that's all it takes is a top hat with horns to bring all that evil into your house, woo, honey, I gotta tell you, it's already there. You're just starting to notice it now.
Eva says, I met my bio-un-father while he wore a MAGA hat. Months later, a bio-un-brother stepped onto one of my posts to tell me I went too far with saying something political. The issue with such situations is that the un-brother didn't come on to the other posts, but only this one, where a devil needed defense, and my post is my post is my house. Make your own post, or wrong one. Or don't only come around to tell me when I'm wrong, you're right, or any other sort of righteous approach. CB says, I'm very aware of how hypocritical of me it is to be considered a minority as a disabled person and to continue to own merchandise by an author who is as awful as the author who must not be named is.
See, I don't consider that hypocritical because I consider myself someone who is anti-racist. I have throughout my life tried my best to help in as many causes as I can and be as good of an ally as I can. But I love a lot of sci-fi, fantasy, and horror from the 50s and 60s. And even if it's not directly in the text, I know who those people were. And that's something you have to come to terms with in yourself. If you feel that it makes you a hypocrite, that's in your consciousness, act accordingly. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I just don't think it's my place to tell someone else that their love of something makes them a hypocrite. Unless it is truly vile and they don't speak out about those vile characteristics.
CB says, my mother raised me very open-minded, but also very mindful. Nice. Eva says, I like your birthday bash, Megan. Always the deep combos. Yes. The thing is, they've heard all of that. Their own generational traumas and society's enabling are at play. You can't argue with stupid.
Yeah.
Eva says, you just gotta hope someone sees you living your best life and is inspired to love you if they once didn't, or inspired to be like you if they once were afraid to be.
I see a bunch of happy birthdays.
Hello, and thank you, TL Rust Lifestyle, and Jennifer, hello, and thank you. And Angela, thank you very much. It's good to see all of you. Let's see. I had a list of topics. It would help if my computer was on. What are your favorite birthday traditions? I would like to know everyone's favorite birthday traditions. Like, for me, my favorite birthday tradition is that I always have a nice meal for my birthday. It's either my favorite food or something, and it always comes with a delicious dessert. Although tonight I'm going to have to make my own my own dinner. Usually the dinner is made for me. But tonight I'm going to have to actually figure out what I'm going to make. Actually, that popcorn was probably my dinner. But I always enjoy a nice meal for my birthday. Oh, and Carrie's here. Hello, Carrie. Eva says, tell Esther thanks for the shout out. Who's Esther? I don't know.
I've been so far out of the loop, I don't know anybody's name anymore.
CB says, it's like me enjoying pro wrestling and McMahon being friends with 45. Yes, he's the worst president ever, but he's also Vince McMahon's best friend, and there's a line you don't cross. CB says, also the author who must not be named is ableist. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of ists and isms that she is.
Well, we can get into the... If anybody doesn't understand all of the ists, if I can just, like, the world's greatest, it's not a dunk video, but it feels like it should be. Sean's video on the author who must not be named, where he goes through the ableism, the fat phobia, the anti-Semitism, the just like boom, 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 with receipts for each and everything. Like if you, I think my favorite birthday tradition is that people have finally learned not to make me go to a party. Parties are pressure, man. Like we can hang out, like we can get together, we can hang out. There can be cake, that's fine. But oh dear God, if you're gonna make me dress up, you better got me a nice dress. You know what I'm saying? Like there better be a nice frock in that box for me to put on, because I don't want the pressure. I want the birthdays. I want it to be easy. Like we can get together, we can hang out, we can watch a movie, we can have a good time, but don't put all those expectations. I've got a lot of that, you know, Leslie Gore, it's my party and I'll cry if I want to in me. Like, don't tell me that I got to go to a place and be professionally happy. Like that, no.
Yeah. Eva says, honestly, we've never celebrated birthdays, really. We're trying more now that we have a kid in the house, but we are bad at it. I get spoiled, though. Eva says, a billionaire is evil by billionaire status alone. Bigots, though, they like sprout more bigotry as they age. Bigotry plants. That sounds like something Laura needs to put into her story about the plant lady. CB says, yeah, that's true, and leopards don't ever change their spots. Carrie likes going out to eat for her birthday. Nice. What kind of food do you like to go out for the most? Or do you have a particular type of food you like to go out for? Or do you like to change it up each time?
I refuse to go out to eat on my birthday because, dear God, if anybody makes that poor staff have to sing to me, like it's not the public embarrassment for me. It's I've known too many waiters over my life. Like, why are you doing this to them? They don't want to have to sing. Why are you doing that? Stop making them command perform.
Grow best is surrounded by similar plants. CB says, on my birthday, I do not do any housework at all. That sounds like the ideal birthday. Eva says, do you like attending other people's birthday parties, Charlie? Because someday I'm going to have a Mad Hatter themed party. It didn't pan out for my 40th, but someday.
I will go to other people's parties. Like, I'm not opposed to going to parties. It's just, I have a weird relationship with my birthday, especially, I never thought I would live past 25. And if anybody knows my backstory, that makes 100% sense. And birthdays are weird and strange things. And I'm often very reflective on my birthday because with very few exceptions, and I mean very few, like 3 people, most of the people I was friends with in high school are no longer among the living. So I can be I don't want to be at a place where if I'm not smiling, I have failed the event. You know what I'm saying? On my birthday. Like, don't try to bring this shame on me on my birthday. Like, if I get pensive and start thinking about, people I wish was there, it's my party. I cry if I want to.
Bye, Eva. Have fun.
And
thank you for the birthday wishes. CB says, for anyone who doesn't know how she's ableist, she was asked to by a disabled child on a TV show, why don't wizards have disabilities? And her reply was their magic protects them from it. I also heard a story that there was this person who said that when they were a kid, they were really sick and they were given one of those Make-A-Wish things. And she wished to see the author who should not be named. And she said, no, she doesn't do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is really tragic. Carrie says, there's a really good wing place by my house. When my dad was healthy, we would go to a Chinese buffet with a few family members and be there for 2 to 3 hours just chatting and nibbling. Nice.
Oh, Lord, save me from a Chinese buffet that's good. My waistline does not need that.
I haven't had good Chinese food in a long time. It's surprisingly difficult to find good Chinese food. Although I haven't really tried out here recently. We mostly go for like sushi when we go for Asian food.
I love Japanese food. I love Japanese food so much. Granted, I got to cheat and have good Chinese food for lunch. Yeah, I hear you over there giggling. You're not supposed to pay attention when I compliment you.
What?
Well, it's getting about that time. I was thinking we could end here, and then I can go make some food before we rejoin in the Discord for our Tuesday night fun and stuff like that. Let me just read some of these messages first before we head off. Oh, I already read that one. CB said, my mother threw me a surprise party for my 40th. I was going to wear my good red dress, and then the queen died, so I chose to be respectful and wear my black dress. Aw. Carrie says, this year I'm turning 39. I'm planning on getting my hair colored and my eyebrows done, and then try to convince Joe to go to a hibachi.
I love a good hibachi.
So do I. I haven't been to a hibachi in a while. Long time. Gotta put that on the list of things Sean and I need to do.
Hibachi.
All right. Well, it was lovely seeing everybody. And don't forget to follow my Substack, which is meganmccarthy.substack.com, because I will have some essays coming up on Thursday, and then next Thursday is also going to be a good post. So, Charlie, do you have anything you would like to announce?
If anybody wants to join us over on the Discord for the Hangout, if you go to any of my videos over on the Charlie Dorset channel, there should be a link to join the Discord in the doobly-doo for all of the videos. I don't think I put it in the channel links, but I might have on the actual channel. But I know it's linked from all the videos if you want to join us. Yeah, you can follow me over at projectshadow.com. That's where my Substack is, because I moved my entire website over there. I have some stuff coming, and y'all might have to get used to an animated version of me, because I've been playing around with it, and I think that might be the way I can get over my I don't like being on camera, but I want to make videos.
Oh, fun. That'll be nice. And then CB says, well, that makes her even worse in my book. Vince and Linda McMahon, as questionable as their morals and their marriage, by the way, aren't that evil. They do make a wish. And Mr. P says, I was great getting to be here. So much fun. Happy birthday, Megan. Thank you so much, Mr. P. And I hope to see you all very soon. And let me just end broadcast. End broadcast.